Welcome to the Carbonite Jedi, where the Force will be with you always. In this video today, I'm going to be talking to you about the 100-Year Darkness, which was the schism between the Jedi, which created the Sith Order. Sit back, relax, and let's get this video going. Welcome back. I want to start off with a quote from a Jedi, an unknown Jedi. It said, "Once we were brothers in the Force, but from the 100-Year Darkness were born the Sith." The 100-Year Darkness was a period of time that led to the formation of the Sith, who were once considered brothers in the Force with the Jedi Order. The birth of the Sith led to a number of wars over the course of galactic history. Thousands of years before the Clone Wars, the Jedi Order and the individuals who became the Sith were considered brothers in the Force. This unity fractured, however, during the period of time known as the 100-Year Darkness, when a rogue Jedi, many people think was Ajunta Paul, came to believe that the true power of the Force lay not through contemplation and passivity, and that only by tapping its dark side could its true potential be reached. The Jedi Council balked at this new direction, and the fallen Jedi were cast out, but he gained followers and formed a new order, which eventually became the Sith. According to a later Sith Lord, Darth Sidious, the Sith rose up against the light side of the Force during the 100-Year Darkness. Hellhulk stations were used, and the Shadow Fang Beast, a bioconstruct that generated a resonance absorptive field, was created. The tknowaboutthesith species was neutral during the war. It was a generalized theory that all the Sith had died out during the war. And Luke Skywalker said to Rey on the legacy of the Jedi, "Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified, but if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, from the birth of the Sith to the fall of the Republic, the legacy of the Jedi is failure, hypocrisy, hubris." The birth of the Sith led to countless wars between the two rival sects. The Sith were believed to have been destroyed in the Jedi-Sith War, but they eventually returned to galactic prominence and ushered in the Clone Wars. Both sides of the war were controlled by Darth Sidious, known publicly as Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine, and allowed him to gain enough power over the galaxy to transform the Galactic Republic into the Galactic Empire. This led to decades of Sith rule over the galaxy, which lasted until Sidious's first death during the Battle of Endor in 4 ABY. The Sith Eternal Cult conspired to revive Sith rule across the galaxy, but the return of Sith was aborted by Sidious's final demise during the Battle of Exegol in 35 ABY. Also during the Jedi-Sith War, the Jedi's Army of Light conducted crusades against the Sith Brotherhood of Darkness. Within the conflict, the Sith had taken over Coruscant, and later the Jedi liberated the planet. Though the Sith nearly succeeded in conquering the Republic, they were defeated at Ruusan in the year 1032 BBY. The ancient Sith Order's ranks were culled through unchecked ambitions and infighting, as ambitious Sith Lords vied for power and dominance, which in turn created an opportunity for the Jedi to remove the Sith as a viable threat to the Republic. The result was the near-complete extermination of the Sith. However, the extinction of the Sith was averted by the Sith Lord Darth Bane, who emerged from the Jedi-Sith War as the last survivor of his order. During the war, the Sith used a dark side stronghold on Ando. Despite the fall of Coruscant having a devastating effect on the Republic, the galactic government had resettled its capital by the end of the Jedi-Sith War. Years of full-scale war with the Sith brought about the decline and fall of the Republic's pre-modern incarnation. Following the near destruction of the Sith, the Republic was not only restored but reinvented as the modern Galactic Republic. Coruscant's restoration as a Republic seat of power marked the official reset of galactic history, which thenceforth became afresh with the refounding of the Republic in its modern form. While this version of the Republic was considered the latest evolution of the government that had existed for millennia, The history prior to the Republic's rebirth, including the Jedi-Sith War, became a forgotten Dark Age collectively known as the Old Republic. My thoughts about the 100-Year Darkness Jedi-Sith War is that it could have all been avoided if the Jedi Council had not been so rigid in their thinking. Maybe they could have worked with the faction of the Jedi who wanted to use emotions and feelings to help them with the Force. They could have gotten together and created a new type of Jedi that wasn't so rigid and who also wasn't so evil. I think that they are like the yin and yang of the Force, and there had to be balance, like they were always saying, but then it seemed like they didn't understand when they were saying there had to be balance, that, you know, you take some from the dark and some from the light, and you put them together, and it creates this balance. It seemed like the Jedi were always all the light all the time, and the Sith were all the darkness all the time, and there could be no compromise. I mean, look at Yoda. He kept telling Luke, you know, the Sith or the dark side wasn't, you know, stronger. It was easier, but it wasn't stronger. But you shouldn't give in to the temptations, fear, anger, hate. You know, that's why they didn't take wives, I guess, because they were supposed to not have any emotional baggage or emotional bonding with anybody. And Anakin broke that, and he was deceived by the dark side and thought the Jedi had been lying to everybody. But I think it wasn't the lying, I think it was the rigidity. And with Darth Sidious whispering in his ear, telling him how bad the Jedi were and that he would never be reach full potential until he embraced the dark side, Sidious put enough truth in there with the lies to totally confuse Anakin, and he was able to twist him to the dark side. But going back to my original thought, if the Jedi Council would have worked with the original Jedi who were wanting to use emotions and not kick him out of the Order, I think things would have been so much different. All right, everyone, I want to know what you think about the 100-Year Darkness. Did you know about it, or was it all new? What are your thoughts about it? Would you have been on the side of the Jedi or the Splinter faction who became the Sith? Send me your opinions, thoughts, and ideas of the 100-Year Darkness. Start leaving your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, that's it for this video, but I'll be back soon with more Star Wars and other sci-fi movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, this is the Carbonite Jedi, where the Force will be with you always. Thank you so much for watching.